If you're looking for fascinating tattoo information, you've come to the right place. We've compiled a list of obscure and impressive tattoo facts to keep you educated and inspired. Read along as we take you through the highlights of the strangest, coolest, and most intriguing facts revolving around tattooing. Here are the 12 astonishing facts about tattoos that you may not know. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. So, without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Compared to men, women have more tattoos in the US. Think tattoos are mostly for tough-looking men and only a few women? Think again. The fair sex is getting into more often these days, according to a poll set for release on 21st March 2021. The TV network behind news show Best Inc. and Lightspeed Research asked just over 1,000 people across the United States about their perceptions of body art, and it turned out 59% of women have tattoos compared to 41% of men. But women get their ink in different shapes and sizes than men, and the act of putting a piece of art on their skin is often a shared experience. The number of tattooed celebrities in TV shows have increased cultural acceptance and spurred more people to not only get them, but display them openly. Number 2. The most commonly misspelled word is tattoo. Unfortunately, one of the most commonly misspelled words in the English language is tattoo. It is often confused with totem, tutor, and tattooist. The correct spelling is tattoo. It is derived from the Tahitian word tata, which means to mark something. Tattoos are a form of body art that involves the insertion of ink, dyes, and pigments into the dermis layer of the skin to create a design that is visible on the surface. Number 3. Tattoo machines pierce the skin 3,000 times per minute. A tattoo machine is basically a handheld device that pierces the skin with ink. It works by using a rapidly moving needle to puncture the skin, releasing droplets of ink that are then absorbed into the skin, leaving a permanent tattoo. The speed of the needle is what determines how many times the skin is pierced per minute. The speed of the needle is typically adjusted depending on the type of tattoo being done. For smaller, more intricate designs, the needle speed may be set to the lower end of the spectrum, around 50 to 200 times per minute. This helps to ensure that the design is properly detailed and precise. For larger, bolder designs, the needle speed may be set to the higher end of the spectrum, up to 3,000 times per minute. This higher speed helps to create a larger and more solid-looking tattoo. Number 4. Tattoo ink is injected into the second layer of skin. The ink used in tattoos is inserted into the second layer of the skin, the dermis, and remains there for a lifetime. The process of getting a tattoo is surprisingly simple yet complex. When getting a tattoo, the artist will use a needle to penetrate the skin and insert the ink. The needle is moved quickly and repeatedly, making tiny punctures in the skin and depositing the ink deep into the dermis. The needle size and shape can vary depending on the type of tattoo, the artist's technique, and the design. The ink is deposited in between the collagen and elastic fibers and is held in place by the body's natural healing process. The ink in tattoos is made up of a variety of pigments and dyes. The most common pigments are carbon black, titanium dioxide, and iron oxide. These pigments are suspended in a carrier solution. Number 5. Black is the easiest color to remove from a tattoo, because the laser is able to target the black pigment more precisely. Other colors such as red, blues, and greens can become more difficult to remove depending on whether the tattoos were amateur or professional. Green is the hardest color to remove, followed by light blue. Neon colors are also incredibly difficult to remove and typically require multiple treatments with the ruby laser. As a general rule, the greater the contrast between the color of the tattoo pigment and your skin, the better the result. Revolutionary advancements in laser technology can remove tattoos with little pain and effort. Even the most seemingly stubborn tattoos disappear with the latest innovations in laser technology, leaving that unsightly mistake nothing but a memory. Number 6. Occasionally, urine is used to mix tattoo colors. One of the most interesting and perhaps even strange facts is that in certain cultures, urine was occasionally used to mix tattoo color. The practice of using urine to mix tattoo colors likely began as a way to save money. Urine contains ammonia, which is an alkaline that can be used to increase the intensity of a color. The pigment was mixed with urine to create a more vibrant color, and this allowed for a more detailed tattoo. The use of urine to mix tattoo color was not without its risks, however. Urine contains bacteria, and when using it to mix the pigment, it could potentially cause an infection. This is why it was important to use urine from a healthy person who was not sick. Number 7. Christians, Jews, and Muslims have traditionally opposed tattoos. For centuries, religious traditions have been opposed to the practice of tattooing. Christianity, Judaism, and Islam have traditionally viewed tattooing as a form of body modification that is unacceptable and contrary to their teachings. The Christian view of tattooing has its roots in the Old Testament of the Bible, which condemns the act as a form of self-mutilation. While some modern denominations of Christianity do not consider tattooing to be sinful, the traditional teaching of the Church is that tattooing is wrong. Judaism has an even longer history of condemning tattooing. In Leviticus 19:28, God commands the Israelites not to mark their bodies with tattoos, stating that it is an abomination to the Lord. This passage has been interpreted to mean that tattooing is wrong and should be avoided. Islam also forbids tattooing, as it is seen as a form of altering God's creation, as well as a form of self-mutilation. The Prophet Muhammad is said to have denounced tattooing as a sin, and Islamic scholars continue to oppose the practice. Number 8. Captain Cook introduced tattoos to the West. It is widely believed that tattoos were introduced to the Western world by sailors like Captain Cook. Cook was an English explorer who visited many parts of the world, including Hawaii and the Pacific Islands. He and his crew members were some of the first Westerners to be exposed to the art of tattoos. In the Polynesian culture, tattoos were seen as a form of ritualistic marking and signified strength, courage, and respect. Tattoos were often given to warriors as a way to commemorate their victory in battle. Captain Cook and his crew were fascinated by these tattoos and began to incorporate them into their own culture. The practice of tattooing spread quickly throughout the sailing community and soon became popular among the general population. Number 9. The oldest tattoo in the world. The oldest known human to have tattoos preserved upon his mummified skin is a Bronze Age man from around 3300 BCE, found in a glacier of the Ötztal Alps near the border between Austria and Italy. In 2015, scientists studying Ötzi the Iceman's tattoos declared that his were the oldest tattoos in the world. For many years, the tattoo on another mummy known as the Chinchorro Man was believed to be the oldest surviving tattoo, about 1,000 years older than Ötzi's. The new research concluded that the Chinchorro Man was not as old as previously thought, making Ötzi's tattoos the oldest uncovered so far. Ötzi has 61 tattoos on various places of his body, including his left wrist, lower back, torso, and lower legs. There are 19 groups of black lines ranging from 1 to 3 millimeters in thickness and 7 to 40 millimeters long. Number 10. Thomas Edison's electric pen inspired the first tattoo machine. In 1876, Thomas Edison patented the electric pen, which used a small rotating needle to puncture holes in a stencil. This invention revolutionized the printing industry and forever changed the way that books and documents were reproduced. Fast forward nearly 70 years later, and Edison's invention was the inspiration behind the first tattoo machine. Developed by the American tattoo artist Charlie Wagner in the early 1940s, the machine was designed to be a more efficient way to apply permanent tattoos. The first machine was primitive, consisting of a simple motor, a few coils of copper wire, and a needle. The motor spun the needle at a rapid rate, allowing the artist to quickly and accurately apply the tattoo ink to the skin. Number 11. The world's tattooed man. The world's tattooed man is 100% covered in tattoos from head to toe. His name is Lucky Diamond Rich, and he is from New Zealand. He holds the Guinness World Record for the most tattoos, with over 1,000 designs inked into his skin. Rich began his journey in the early 90s and has since had the majority of his body tattooed. He has even had his eyeballs and teeth tattooed, and has multiple piercings in his face. Rich has traveled around the world with his unique look, performing in circus shows and stunts. He has been featured in numerous TV shows and documentaries, and is considered a living legend in the tattoo community. Number 12. Americans spend $1.65 billion on tattoos annually. According to a recent survey, Americans are spending a whopping $1.65 billion annually on tattoos. This figure is up significantly from the $1.4 billion that was spent just 2 years ago. The increase in spending is due to the fact that more people are getting tattoos, and the cost of tattoos has also gone up. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed 12 astonishing facts about tattoos. Be sure to check out our other videos for more information about the exciting tattoos. Until next time, stay connected.